Hey everybody, welcome to the RR Live Wellness Unfiltered podcast. My name is Robert Reams, the host and the producer of the show, and as always, I'm here to inform and inspire you, to educate you, and to motivate you so that you can take this information, put it to work in your lives, share it with your loved ones and your families. I've come a long way to have this opportunity to sit in front of you today. Let's go. All right, everybody. Welcome to the RR Live Wellness Unfiltered podcast. Today, I got to tell you, I can tell you right now, I'm going to get emotional in this one. This is a special day, and I've got my friend David Smith on today. He's been a really great buddy of mine for the last 5.5 years, a very, to say the least, inspirational guy. I mean, you're going to find out some amazing things. You're just, that in the next 50 minutes or so, 40 minutes or so, about an individual that has been through hell and back and is on the other side. David and I met, I just want to give a little bit of background here first. David and I met on the Dr. Phil show. As you all know, I've been the head trainer nutritionist on Dr. Phil now for 22 going on 23 seasons, now Dr. Phil Primetime. It's been a great opportunity for me, and as always, I want to thank Dr. Phil and Robin for a great opportunity in elevating me to a place where I can sit here in front of you all today, and thousands of listeners are tuning in. I mean, I'm so grateful for all this. This RR Live Wellness Unfiltered podcast is really rolling in and really making some impact. And today, it's going to make even more impact. Now, first off, David, say hello to everybody, man.
Hey, everybody.
Now, David, let me just say something before we get started here. David is
very soft-spoken.
Oh, yeah, well, you're very shy, right? You're shy. He's no stranger to media, as you're going to find out, but it's been a while for him. And this is an interview that he and I have talked about for a long time. And a couple of weeks ago, it just came to me that it was time. Right, bro? I mean, it was just like, it was time that we do this, right?
I'm in such a good place right now.
I'm
on my way.
Man.
I'm ready.
Yeah, you are, and you always were ready. But you've been through some.
I feel healthy.
Yeah, you do. You're doing great, and man, this is going to be a lot of motivation for a lot of people out there. Now, I want to start out with this. Currently, right now, David is in Phoenix, Arizona, and currently, right now, I'm going to go back to just January 2020 when we met on the show, David, and I remember this clear as day, like it was yesterday. You weighed in on the stage at 656 pounds, and you were as high as 710 pounds, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. So the other day you weighed in at 372 pounds.
372. And it was like a kind of a spur of the moment weigh in, and it was just like, okay, let's just get up. But it was just like, where am I? I want to know where I'm at. So
right. And David, this, you think about that. That's half your body weight from when I met you. That's two of me.
That's like 300 pounds. That's
amazing.
That's a lineman.
Yeah, that's like I think it's 338 to be exact, and that's going to continue to go down. And, we talked about this before. You are starting to really, and this is going to be part of what we're going to share today, you're really starting to build a lot of musculature in your legs, which is going to kind of even that scale out. I talk about non-scale victories. You're going to have a lot of non-scale victories coming up here in the coming months because you're building so much in your lower body, which is giving you mobility now and will give you the opportunity to walk the F out of that facility by Christmas. So
I hope so. I know so. That's what.
Yeah, you listen.
Just
Just at some point it is going to happen. So So we're talking 338 pounds since I've met David in 2020. Now, just to create some history, because there's a lot of people tuning in here, David, that know you, that have followed you for a long time. You've had a long journey. And there's some people that are just going to be tuning into this and just have met you today. So I want to give some context to the impact of this story. 2008 and 2009. You worked really hard and you lost right around 400 pounds, correct? At that point.
Correct. I got down to 229 pounds from
220,
650.
Yeah. Okay. So you lost 400 pounds. You became a professional certified trainer. You were, Trent, go ahead and pull that picture up real quick while we're here at the beginning. The first one of him, this one. So this is a picture. This is a still shot of David on the Today Show. That was probably 2009, and man, you were on top of the world, as so everybody thought, right? You were
Everybody thought,
yeah. You were this celebrity. You were certainly a weight loss celebrity. You were one of the biggest inspirations in the country at that point. Losing 400 pounds, get your life back. You're a great, amazing looking dude anyway, regardless of your weight. And you were hitting all the TV shows. And talk about that for just a second, how that felt, and kind of, and then we're going to talk about the next 10 years after that.
Yeah, I lost the weight naturally, of course, and so it was kind of a big deal. And I had the skin removal surgeries, and I looked like a linebacker, and I was just like on top of the world, spreading. You probably, somebody's had to have seen my story out there at one point. It's been shared so many times.
Yeah.
And when I lost the weight, and I was just on top of the world, and then life didn't happen like I wanted to.
Right.
It kind of ran away from me because I had my eggs and all my eggs in one basket. And when that happened, I kind of fell off the face of the earth because I didn't feel like I was part of something anymore. And I had a girlfriend at the time, and I was just not doing well with my job. I was gaining weight and losing clients, and I was the heaviest personal trainer at LA Fitness. I was 400 pounds training people. I still wanted it, but it just ran away from me. And
well, in 2008, 2009, when all this was going on and you were in the limelight, there came a point, and it probably happened almost like you flying off of a cliff, that the lights went off. The glitz, the lights. I know that the show that you were featured at for this 400-pound weight loss was the 650-pound version, which is a TLC show. I don't know if it's still on or not. But talk about for just a second the fact that the TLC show, the 650-pound version show, was not quite the experience that you were told that it was going to be.
Yeah, well, for starters, I put my pictures out there on the internet, and they approached me about doing a documentary about my weight loss and how I'm like inspiring people.
Yeah.
But then it became a show about, sex and all that stuff. Of course, I was a virgin. I was 650 pounds. What did they expect? And and I had body issues because I had all the loose skin, and they're like, why are you a virgin? And I had issues.
Yeah.
And and what happened was I didn't talk these issues out, and I just went back to my old ways because I was just so uncomfortable.
Well, two things, David. I think that
And
number
I
one,
never and I never signed on for a show called the 650-pound Virgin. It was called Super, Superhero or something like that.
right,
Totally different. They put the name on it after I signed off on it.
right. Well,
So
that's what I want to get to is that what you signed off to do was not once the cameras started rolling and the deal was closed and the show was in the can and it was going to air. It was not what you were told it was going to be. I can remember
no.
having this conversation with you. They put you out on. You were told it was going to be this big inspirational show. You became a trainer. You dropped this 400 pounds. You've changed your life. You're going to motivate the whole world, which you did. But then they
Yeah.
set you out on blind dates with hidden cameras and hidden microphones, and put you out there. And like you said, it made it about kind of a sex and a lot of the
Yeah.
reality show bullshit that was just really starting to come full speed on all of our television sets at that point. And
Yeah.
it
It's
wasn't
terrible.
what you were told. And I
No.
know, and I articulate how that made you feel right there. You were bamboozled. You were deceived. How'd that make you feel?
I I was going from being a person that had agoraphobia, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I was scared to step outside my house
Right.
to asking girls out. I remember the first time I tried to ask a girl out. I It took me 30 minutes and I didn't even ask her out. I was in front of her business and I think I weirded her out because she walked out and I was still there and I thought I was like, oh my gosh, she's probably thinking I'm stalking her. But no, I
Mm.
wanted to go in and ask her out and I just stopped. That
Yeah.
was the one failed attempt I ever asked anybody out. And then they had this show where I would go out and like ask people out and stuff. And I wasn't comfortable because all my life I've been some, ugly guy, some beast, somebody would never love me, and I just, how, how am I going to ask somebody and then in front of cameras and it just I need therapy. I didn't need to be on a stupid
Yeah. It was
dating
hard. It was
show.
hard. Yeah. Two things, David. Number one, it, I talk about this all the time. We work body, mind, and spirit. We work from the inside out. We have to change what's going on with our thinking and our thought processes and our body image, our self-image, our self-esteem, who we are inside. And I think this was a classic case
Hmm.
of, man, the outside changed. You could have signed a movie contract with Warner Brothers. You looked amazing, and like I said, you still look amazing. But I mean, come on, man, you were like movie star looks, and
Yeah, it's
but
weird.
inside your head and what you were telling yourself and the inner dialogue that you were walking around with was not even close to that, was it?
I was still 650 pounds in my mind.
Yeah, yeah. And I want to ask you a question, and I didn't tell you I was going to ask you this question. I told you, bro, I
Hmm.
might surprise you a little bit on some of these things. But on the Today Show, or I watched one of the interviews, and the lady asked you she's a question, and you said, and this is I'm not going to absolutely quote this, but you said something about I've always felt like a monster inside. And
Oh
bro,
yeah.
I know you pretty well. I've had a lot of conversations with you, and we've become pretty close over the last 5.5 years. And dude, you are anything but a monster.
Yeah, dude.
Where does that come from, man? Where does that come from?
I'm far from it, man. I don't
No,
even
you
act
are.
that way anymore. You could ask everybody here. I'm always
Yeah,
saying hi to people I don't know.
yeah,
And I'm just so fortunate to be here and saying hi and hello and
yeah,
talking to
yeah,
people. That's something I would never have done. I would be hiding in my room and just ashamed. But I'm out here saying hi to people.
yeah, yeah,
Listening to their stories, trying to help them out too.
yeah. Well, this
I'm
is
in a
that's
facility where it's a lot of people. A lot of people my size are here or bigger because
yeah,
we're the facility that I'm at is one of the few in the nation that take in bariatric patients. So you know, I talk with this group of guys, and you know, we all group together too, and I talk to them, and they talk to me, and we're all brothers. So
well,
and I
that's
talk to
amazing,
everybody.
and I want to establish that you know, I know that was going on in your head, and as we get here, we're gonna step into the next 10 years following 2008, 2009, but that's you seem to
It's
have really
gone.
worked
It's
through that.
gone.
Yeah, then it
That
should be.
person's gone, bro.
That was never you. That was never you.
No,
That was never you.
no, it's gone.
That was never you. And I'm
And
gonna do this
and I'm
again.
thinking about it now. Like, dude, this is the first time I really thought about it. I'm not going to go back and be that person ever again. I'm not going to think about that as myself again.
Amen.
So
That's amazing, man. That's amazing.
oh man.
Now, I'm gonna say this towards the end because I know we're gonna show a video of some of your current therapy, but I want to commend everybody there at your facility because clearly they are doing some amazing work for you. This is something, David. You needed help. You needed help.
A lot of help.
And you needed help, and you created your team. And this is a big part of your team, and I want to commend all those folks at your facility, and I'll do that again when we get to that video. But but during that time, 2008, 2009, and then we're going to go into the next 10 years where you went back and you gained all that weight back. I know you went through a divorce, you lost your job, you moved back home, and you know,
I lost my girlfriend, the love of my life, and you know, that hurt a lot, and then all this, and then the ex-wife, and the ex-wife was fine with that, but the kids, you know, that sucked the most. But
yeah. Well, listen, that next 10 years, just to make a long and very intense story short, you gained basically all of your weight back. You got back up into the 7 range because of the fact that you did not. Yeah, you didn't deal with the stuff that was going on that got you there in the first place. And David, I want to make this point for everybody, and you are clearly an expert at this, and you have lived this. People have got to fix the inside. Once you fix what's going on in your head when you want to lose weight, and I don't care if it's 5 pounds, I don't care if it's 500 pounds, you've got to get your thinking right, and you've got to get you've got to shed some of this stuff that got you, because what these are at the end of the day is food addictions. They're food addictions. You could have been, it could have been alcohol, it could have been drugs, it could have been whatever, but for you it was food, and you didn't shake it. And 10 years later, 2019, you reach out to Dr. Phil, and I know that this is what the producers told me at one point, and they said that at that point this was your last resort, right?
Yeah, it was actually my buddy Jesse that reached out, because
Jesse.
Jesse. I just thought I was done, and then he reached out to Dr. Phil, and then got the ball rolling again. I started to feel good about myself, and then
So Trent, go ahead and pull that second one up there. The Dr. Phil show taped in January of 2020, because you reached out in 2019. That was the fall of 2019. January 2020. David, we're pulling up a picture right now. The day you and I met on this. This is in the green room after the show. That's you and me. I rarely wear a suit, so you can see me there in a suit.
Oh yeah, dude. You're usually wearing that blue jacket or whatever it's called.
Half hoodie and cargos, bro.
Yeah, we don't wear that kind of stuff in Arizona, so I don't know what to call it. But.
You suffocate in Arizona. But anyway,
it was 118 the other day.
Oh my God, that's a whole nother podcast, man. But that's you and me backstage, and then we're gonna pull up another picture. A couple days later, I visited you and the family there in Phoenix. And we got the ball rolling. We worked together. We did a lot of stuff there in a couple days, and got everybody going. And there's Jen, your sister, and there's your dad. And man, I'll tell you that that year, 2020,
I love this
you
picture,
started to
man.
really roll. You started to really roll. You lost. I remember this.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
100 pounds.
Yeah, you lost 100 pounds by the time we had done that follow up in the fall, and I want to say that was about October. So you were really rolling.
And
You were really rolling. You were really rolling. And
that was during
this,
COVID.
yeah, exactly. And that's the
And I
point I want to
couldn't go
get.
outside the house. I couldn't
Yeah,
go to a gym, and it was too hot to walk.
yeah, and you still lost the
And I
weight.
still lost.
Yeah, you still lost the weight. You still got it done because, we were training virtually, and we were doing,
Mhm.
we were doing all the stuff that you needed to
Yeah,
do, and
it was
and,
working
and
out.
virtual training was the thing then. I mean, if you got
Yeah.
training at that point, it was virtual training. But there
Oh
were some
yeah.
health issues that were going on with you at the time. There was some things
Yeah.
brewing. There was the kidney stones, and
The
this is
kidney stones.
the kidney stones. And this is the point I want to tie in here, that I think is going to really tie this story in together for everybody, to explain more and give more clarity to where you have been now in the last 5 years and where you are now. You were afraid, just like all of us were, from COVID.
Yeah.
You didn't want to go to a
I didn't
hospital.
want to
You
go to the
certainly didn't
hospital.
want to go under the knife for any kind of a surgery. We
No.
had no idea what was going on. This COVID,
Yeah.
that was the height of COVID, because that transferred into 2021, and you were you were scared, like we all were.
Yeah.
And
They wanted to do surgery on me for the kidney stones. But I
right.
told them, no, I'll take some medication. And then,
Mm-hmm.
it ended up being December, and I felt a twinge. And all of a sudden, I was continuously throwing up, throwing
Yeah.
up, and throwing up. It's probably the body's way of getting the toxins out of my body, because
Yeah, you were
it
purging. Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was crazy. And then I
Yeah.
was scared to go to the hospital. I went to my doctor, like I was getting blood drawn. And then on the third day, I ended up going to the hospital, and I ended up with double pneumonia, water pneumonia, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up with cesspit in the bladder, and
Yep.
and
Sepsis. Yep.
I was in a coma for 3.5 weeks.
Right. Right. And you came out of that, when you came out of the coma. Talk about the issue with the sacrum as well. Articulate that for the
Mm,
audience, because I think that is a major part of this, just the physical part of this for you.
yeah, well, I was still over 500 pounds,
Right.
and they were short-staffed. This during COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and my backside got a sacrum injury. But that's basically where my tailbone is.
Yes.
And I ended up getting a bed sore that went to my spine. It ate away. It was a stage 4 sacrum bed sore, and it was the size of a small dinner plate. And the nurse said that she could stick 4 of her fists in there at the same time on my back. And at this time, I was supposed to getting out of this coma, and I didn't know how to walk, and they wanted me to walk, but I had a sacrum injury, and I couldn't walk, and so I was just like in bed all the time. And then my leg ended up rotting, and I got a stage 4 wound in my leg,
Mm-hmm.
and it went all the way to my thigh bone. And I basically was in bed for about a year, just recovering
Right.
from
Right.
these injuries,
Yeah. Yeah. And
and
from
on
there,
drugs, heavy drugs.
yeah. Because basically, what that experience that you just articulated there, David, that basically made you bedridden for the next then 4 years, correct?
Yeah, up
Yeah.
until like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. No. That's yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And that's what's so amazing about this, because I told you all along, man, that you are probably, well, you're the most courageous person I've ever known, because there's a lot there.
A lot happened.
99.58,000% of people would have thrown in the towel basically after probably the first big weight gain. I mean, you
Yeah.
have gone through so many peaks and valleys and mountains and fallen off the mountain and then climbed back up the mountain. But I think that biggest one was really, again, with COVID. And again, and I want to articulate the fact that we were all scared. It's like, well, hey, if you would have gotten those,
everybody masked everywhere.
Yeah, everybody's in mask. Nobody, and especially in a hospital
I,
situation.
I had no visitors except for my father, and I didn't really have any contact with people.
So you were bedridden, isolated,
high on drugs.
Yeah.
Isolated because I had a CRE and C. diff, and gosh, a lot. Like I ended up getting sepsis again and being bedridden. I mean, not bed. Well, I was bedridden, but I was I don't know. I lost a kidney.
Yes.
As well, and during all this, and I was just a very sick person, and I ended up in hospice several times.
Yeah,
and they
hospice.
didn't expect it to see me. They didn't expect to see me. Live.
Yeah.
I remember when people were coming in my room saying goodbye to me.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That's crazy because I remember the first time you went on hospice. And I remember having, I talked to you about it, and I talked to your dad about it too, that sometimes hospice is not a death sentence so much, or the final chapter, but it's actually getting the care you need that you maybe you're not getting to prevent the last chapter from happening at that point. And I think that's what happened because you got into hospice, and I remember that first time you got some of the best care that you ever got through this whole 5.5 year period. And that really kind of got you to where your trajectory was starting to go up again instead of down, right?
Just graduated out of hospice, and then the past a few years, about in the last year or so, I've been battling like upper respiratory issues, lots of pneumonia. Like earlier this year, I was in the hospital for, I would say, a good 2.5 months.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
And my body would swell up with fluid. And
yes.
I'd have to take lots of diuretics. And
yes.
My body's been through a lot, but
it has.
For some reason, thank you, God.
Well, bro, there's a whole bigger picture and reason that you're still here, bro. I mean, there's no question about that. Now, one more thing I want to articulate. You went into a coma. You had sepsis at least 3 times. You had an accident off one of the. I remember one of the transfer trucks that you literally fell off of. You roller. Your wheelchair was going down a ramp and you went flying. And you racked your back.
Like emergency surgery on my abdomen.
On your abdominals, yeah.
I've had a lot of issues. And right now, my abdomen's all misshapen, and I've got maybe a tumor cyst that I have to have taken care of. And my legs right now, I have wounds in my legs, and I have a tear in my cross. But you know what? I'm still going.
Oh, bro, those are battle wounds, man.
I'm still doing what it needs to take to walk out this door.
That's exactly right. Now, one more thing I wanted, because this was a big one too, and there was a point, in a 2-year point, where you were addicted to opioids.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the first, 21, 22, I was hardcore. I would take it no matter what, even though it was scheduled, though. It was scheduled.
Right.
So I would ask for it no matter what, even at night. And, And when I went to the hospital, I decided to get off of them. And I remember for about 2 days, I was just for one day, I was just naked in the bed, and I was just sweating. I was sweating. That's all I remember.
Yeah. Well, I remember the day you said you were addicted to the opioids, and you told me one day, because I know you and I you don't remember this, but you and I probably had a couple of years of conversations where you don't remember many of them.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I know that. But I remember the day that you told me, you said, I am going to get off these effing opioids.
Yeah.
And you did it.
Yeah.
So kudos to you and congratulations to you, because
Thank you,
all
thank
the
you.
stuff that you have been through, and you are here to sit today and talk to me and share this with the world, because a lot of people are going to see this, David, and it's
crazy.
I can't even I've told you this so many times,
Yeah.
man, but it's just, I admire you so much, because
Thank you, bro.
again, you just, look, people have no idea sometimes with weight and whatever. They look at somebody that's overweight or whatever, and they go, they got no discipline, whatever. They write people off like that. And that's such bullshit, because you cannot ever judge anybody for their
Judge a book
journey.
by its cover.
That's right. That's right. If you don't know the freaking situation, you are not you have no basis or whatever to make any judgment. And if you do make judgment for something like that, man, you got something missing in your life. You better get your own freaking therapy and your own help, because and because a guy like you, they don't, there's people all over this country with really deep-setted, rooted problems that they can't get over unless they get help. And you finally got the right help. But I want to say too that you got the right help, but I think until you, David Smith, were ready to really elevate to the next level, then that help doesn't really matter unless you're ready. Articulate that, man. Yeah. Tell everybody right now how ready you are at this point, because this is what, July, August of 2025.
Well,
so what's the difference between now and last year?
Well, let's say April. In April, I was maybe 470, I think. Yeah. And I woke up tied to a bed in the hospital with, you remember this? I had a feeding tube and a breathing tube in me, and this is April. Yeah.
Yeah.
And since then, I've been hard at this. I have not been nonstop working my butt off. And I have to give thanks, to a lot of people that I'm here. There's a wide network. And of course, your friendship has guided me a long way. And the facility I'm at is wonderful. Megan, and Saxon, Caleb, Wendy, Chris, Bryce, all those people in the PT putting me through those workouts to make sure I do it. And I'm just making better, healthy decisions eating.
Yeah. And David, since April to August here, what if you can articulate it, what was the light bulb moment there between April and now? If there was something that
I
put you to the other side, you couldn't move anymore.
I was suffering with my breathing. I couldn't die not breathing. And it scared the heck out of me.
Yeah.
And my dad just lost his friend to a breathing, episodes, breathing issues. And I'm just like, I got to be here for my dad too.
Yeah.
And I love my dad. I want to go on road trips with my father and all that fun stuff.
David Sr., he's awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah. You probably won't watch this, but Jen.
Yeah. And Jen and Kelly.
Jen,
they're great. Well, you're gonna see them again at home pretty soon. So
my niece's wedding. That's what I'm gearing towards.
When would that be? When is that?
December.
Okay.
Yeah, December 19th.
So, bro, this is again. This is you're between the time I met you and the 5.5 years. You've lost 338 pounds. Once again, you've been through hell and back. You have overcome all of these health issues. You've overcome some mental and physical barriers that people just really usually never come over.
I had a lot of sickness in that head too, because the toxins in my body weren't getting cleaned out with my kidneys.
Yeah.
And so
You were just
I'm clear thinking right now.
well. This is God. This is God's work at work right here. What we're seeing with you. I'm sure you know that, brother.
Obviously, God's work.
It is. Talk about. I mean, I want to before we move towards the end here. Just for today, talk about. You've been near death a couple times. What is that? Tell. What's that like? I'm starting to be like edge of death.
Scary.
Like I am going to die. What is that like?
I've seen it. It's weird. You have like the weirdest dreams. I dreamt of like a whirlpool or something, and I was getting closer and closer. And what really sucked about it was that I was still in pain. I was still in pain, and I was really thirsty, and I still had, I had the option to go into that pinpoint. I mean, it was like the size of a little pinpoint, and it was so clear, and I don't know, I just got out of it and went another direction. But, I did see the tunnel.
Yeah.
I did see that.
Yeah, that's crazy. And now here you are, man. You're gonna walk out. Now I want to show one more thing because, and once again, I want to commend your therapists there. This is you again. This is a big part of your journey right now that has elevated you to where you are kind of on the home stretch here. You've been bedridden for 5 years, and Trent, go ahead and pull that video up. We're going to show that video of you sitting to stand the other day. Look at you, bro.
I couldn't believe it.
That's just incredible.
And I'm missing muscle groups. I'm missing muscle groups. So, because of my leg and because of my sacrum. And,
right. Well, there's two things about that video that really impacted me, and I think will impact everybody else. Is number one, and you mentioned it the other day. You can tell that the gentleman that is helping you there, and again,
Caleb.
like that's Caleb, the amazing dude. That's God's work right there, and you are like not that much bigger than Caleb. Caleb looks like a kind of a normal size dude.
He's a small dude too.
Yeah, so
big.
You can see there just the girth that you've lost. I mean, it's crazy. And the other thing too is I commend them for putting you, and I told you this on the phone, I remember, David, they put you right by the parallel bars during that exercise because you're doing these sit to stands, and you're doing these pretty much daily now. Sit to stands are going to one day, very, very soon, going to turn into a sit to stand and to walk.
And to walk.
And they put
I'm trying it right now. It's hard. It's hard for me right now, but hey, stay tuned.
Yeah. Well, stay tuned, and we'll probably because my plan was to do this now, and then maybe do a follow up when you actually are home, and be by the end of the year. But again, I just when I saw that, I was like, it's sort of like. Because there's going to come a time instinctually when it's just like, okay, I'm ready to freaking step. And once you start stepping, game over, man.
Yeah, I'm just ready. Maybe someday I would just be like, get up. Oh, gosh, I'm walking.
There you go. Like 5.5 years never happened. It's like, I'm going to walk out of here. And again, I just, I know a lot of people, I speak for a lot of people here. You're an amazing human being.
Thanks, bro.
And
you're awesome, bro. You're the legit real deal. You've been with me the whole way. Yeah.
I'm just so proud of you, man. I can't.
Thanks.
I mean, there's not many like
you come a long way.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, dude.
That's a good point. That's a really
I
good
like
point.
hyping up everybody, man. I love it.
Yeah, I have come a long way. And you know that. You know a lot of that. You know all about that. So the last question I have for you today, David, is what advice do you have? Because I talked about this earlier. There are people out there that they just have no hope. There's nothing left. There's nothing left in the tank. What do you tell people about motivating and to get their life together?
There is hope. You just have to make a legit, like, figure out, okay, how am I going to get out of this position, and do whatever it takes to get out of it.
Yeah.
There's lots of help out there. You just have to find it, and just in small steps too. I mean, eating wise, you don't have to all of a sudden just eat salads all of a sudden. That's not dieting. You have to do something that works for you. Because if it doesn't work for you, then it's not going to work.
Right.
But you have to make a healthy decision about it.
Right. I call those things critical decisions. It's sort of like they're critical because they're critical. I mean, you make them. You either make them or you don't make them, and they take your momentum and your habits and everything else. They take it in one direction or the other. But would you agree, David? And would you put this message out to everybody that it is, at the end of the day, it is up to you, right?
Oh yeah, it's up to you. I mean, you could have, all the help in the world and people pushing you to do it. But if you're not willing to do it, if your heart's not into it, then it's not going to work out. And, maybe you have to mend your heart a little bit before you do it.
There you
go. So, maybe look into therapy as well. Therapy's 100%. Brought me a long way.
100%.
So it's a big, a lot of things went, a lot of, it's just, there's a lot to it, but work on your heart and go from there.
Yeah. Well, I always hashtag when I do any kind of hashtag or text to you, it's hashtag champion, hashtag warrior, and that you are, David. So
thanks, bro.
So listen, this is the first one we're doing, and I'm sure probably right around the holidays, Christmas or whatever, we'll do another one, and
that'd be cool.
I think Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody. Merry Christmas to you, but I think this is going to be an amazing conversation for everybody out there, because what I want to do with this show,
I think it'll inspire a lot of people.
I think so.
That's the goal.
I think
just do it.
Yeah. All right, bro. Hey, I'll talk to you later. All right.
All right, bro.
I love you, man.
I'll talk to you later, man. I love you too, man.
All right. Listen, RR Live Wellness Unfiltered podcast. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. This is my brand new book, Anti-Diet: The Paradigm Has Shifted. This is 40 years of my work, and it's on Amazon right now, and you can order your copy. There's a lot going on, and David, I want to thank David Smith for coming on today, because, like I said, this is an interview that I've been waiting to do for a long time, and I'm sure, David, you have too, right?
Oh, yeah. I've had people ask me, and I'm like, no, I'm going to go with my bro.
Oh, bro, that's awesome.
If I'm going to do a podcast, I'm going to go with my brother.
I got the exclusive.
The exclusive.
Oprah didn't get it. Dr. Phil didn't get it. I got
it. Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. All right. Well, listen, you take care, David. And like I said, thanks everybody for tuning in. God bless, and we'll see you next time. Hey, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in to the RR Live Wellness Unfiltered podcast. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the show. And don't forget the Revive and Sustain Wellness app. Go to www.reviveandsustain.com and download the app. 42 years of my experience at your fingertips. Till next time, everybody, in great health.